What up, y'all? It's your man ES the Hermit Star back again, looking like alfalfa. The alfalfa over here. Anyways, what's happening? Shout out to everyone who got that reference. But nah, for real. I'm back again to do another video for the sign of Aries. This is the summer solstice reading, the sun and Cancer reading for the sign of Aries. So if you have Aries in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. Happy summer to those of us who are experiencing summer, the first day of summer. Happy Cancer season to any Cancer that might be cross watching, okay? But this is for Aries. Don't worry, I might do Cancer this weekend or so. I will be able to do 9 reads this week. Hopefully the weather is nice today, but it's very much windy, hence why I'm inside. Unfortunately, I had to make the executive decision. I really wanted to record the reads today outside, but tomorrow and God willing Sunday and God willing Saturday too, you know what I'm saying, since I'm saying it, God willing tomorrow and Sunday I'll be able to do the reads outside. But interesting. So 2 of the cards you got, 3 of the cards you got actually, Aquarius got, so you might have Aquarius in your chart. Okay, same positions and everything, not where they're placed on this little. I'll show y'all why not where they're placed here, but like I already showed you the cards, but pretty much same positioning. But we start off with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Now the Cancer sun and summer solstice is especially when it comes to Cancer season, it's all about being able to give to yourself and give to others as well. Being able to provide just emotional care, caring for yourself essentially. Cancers have, I've said this, I think the last time I read for Cancer, one of the last times I read for Cancer, I believe Cancer has the biggest hearts of all the zodiac signs. Now that does not mean that you or anybody else, we don't have big hearts, or we are not loving signs. Aries, you can be very loving as well, but a bigger heart than a Cancer, I beg to differ personally. Again, not to diss you or anything, right? I mentioned that to say again, this is with that 10 of Pentacles though in reverse. I feel as though that you want to care, you want to get your finances straight, and I say that because you have the 2 of Pentacles that follows right after the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You want to get your finances together so you are able to take care of your family, essentially, people that you care about, and just kind of like what I was saying with Aquarius, there is the desire for more is great to have, and I'm not saying give that up, but I feel as though there is something that you actually do have that you can provide for the people that you care about, but you're not necessarily looking at this thing as something of value, and I say that because you have the 5 of Cups here. This is someone who pretty much regrets a loss, but in a defeatist mindset also. Now, every time I get this card, I have to remind people that there are 2 cups standing tall right behind this individual who is dead set focused. You can tell they're upset at looking at the 3 spilled cups, okay? Yeah, you may have lost something. Those 3 cups could symbolize maybe a loss of a job, hence why there's some financial conflict. Maybe there was some bad decision making you made financially and there's a loss of money, right? But it's not like you're not trying to get stuff together, again with that 2 of Pentacles symbolizing that this is prioritizing asset management. So you're on the right path and focusing on how you can bounce back from this loss of money, it seems, right? This financial loss, right? Or just loss in general, I'm gonna say like a big, just heavy loss. But with that Five of Cups, once again, I have to remind you, just like I was reminding Aquarius, go watch that reading. I have to remind you that there is something that you still have. And in regards to your reading and what you have, there's something that you still have that you can provide to this family of yours. You can still provide whatever that is, and that'll be enough to set things forward from what I'm seeing here. Your next card is the Knight of Wands in reverse. So your last three cards essentially are the three cards that Aquarius got. They got this as well. They got the Five of Cups upright. They got this card, the Knight of Wands, in reverse as well. Just like how you have it. This is someone who could have lack of self-control, very much domineering, out of control, essentially, right? And yeah, like I stated, with that Two of Pentacles, you are trying to get things under control. And it's not that, when I say there's a lack of control here, I don't mean that you just lose it all. I'm simply saying, I'm simply saying, say that 5 times. So no, I'm simply saying that the same message, kind of like with Aquarius, is kind of what you're getting, is you need to slow down. You know, I'm wondering if you're even going to get the same Oracle card. Probably not, but probably something similar to that. You do have one more tarot card we'll get into before we choose the Oracle. But the message I'm getting here is kind of similar to what Aquarius got. Again, you might have heavy Aquarius in your chart, but it's like, slow down and focus on what is working. And I feel as though that might be the message, just overall message of today, especially it being, you know, the first day of summer, the first day of Cancer season, because as I was stating at the beginning, or briefly stated, the Cancers are really good at caring for themselves and caring for others as well. And it just seems as though you really need to have some compassion for yourself. And I get it. You have this, it seems here that you have this very much care for the people in your life, your family, essentially. And you want to make sure that, you know, you're well off financially, you're well off in general to be able to take care of them. But again, I have to keep going back to this Five of Cups, because there is something, whatever these two cups symbolize, to you it might not be much, but you really have to just sit back and look at it and see like, and just really look back at it and say, hey, yo, like, this is something. I didn't lose everything. That's number one. Number two, this is something that can actually help me provide for the family. And you can do all of that while still getting your finances together as well. Your last card is the Chariot. Again, this is another card that Aquarius just got. You know, forward movement, same position and everything, right? Forward movement. You know, as long as you have the willpower, you will succeed. As long as you continue to go forward, you know, you do whatever you can, you'll get there. You get to that final destination. Hence why I'm like, you know, I don't... Can y'all hear that wind? I told you it was windy. But no, like, it's like, I see this, and it's kind of the same with Aquarius, right? I'm like, I see y'all's reading, and I feel hopeful. I feel hopeful for you and Aquarius. You know, I feel hopeful that things are going well. Not because these readings, or not just because these readings are like really ending well, and then that Chariot card is very much a hopeful card, or at least for me, whenever I see the Chariot, especially upright like this, it's very much hopeful energy. But I feel hopeful because, again, it's a great reminder right now, since we're in the season of it, for us to care and think about how we talk about ourselves. Think about how we, you know, view our current situation. Yeah, I'm not saying that you have to view everything as a success, but the things that you may have felt like you failed at or you've came short on, think about ways of how you can reshape your mind. Instead of calling yourself a failure, think about, okay, it didn't work out the way that I would have hoped it will work out, or something came up to where it's causing issues, whether it's in my finances or somewhere else. But again, I'm gonna keep calling back to this. Back at what you do have. Focus on what you do have, because that will bring you. Focusing on that and then having that compassion for yourself is how you're going to get through this stuff. Of course, being practical, like the Two of Pentacles here, is this guy is practical. He's finding out ways of how he can, figuring out ways of how he can, maneuver his finances to the point where it's to his liking. So I'm not saying give up practicality and just go to positive affirmations about I am smart, I am beautiful, I am kind. Do all of that if that works for you, if you enjoy doing that and stuff, and keep your practical, keep being practical as well, as the Two of Pentacles here is reminding you. All right. You didn't have the Temperance card. Aquarius got the Temperance card, but what I'm pretty much giving you the advice on is to have that balance of both. Even if you want, a balance of both, practicality and just wishful thinking. I'm being called to pull something at the bottom of the deck. I'm being called to pull something at the bottom of the tarot deck before we get into the oracle. Yo, straight up Aquarius, yo. They had this as well. They had this card right after in this position as well, right after the Knight of Wands. Swear to God, yo, go watch that video, I'm telling you. And pretty much what the Nine of Wands in reverse is someone who can be very much exhausted mentally and physically as well. And that is something you can run into if you're not slowing down and thinking about what you do have. If you're constantly beating yourself up over this financial loss or this loss of a job that might be causing financial issues and things of that nature. If you don't take time to rest, even though you are, again, with the Two of Pentacles energy, working on how to get your stuff together. I get that. And keep that aspect, but don't overwork yourself to the point where you're now mentally exhausted, where you're just going to cause more trouble for yourself. Because who does their best work when they're mentally exhausted? Who does their best work when they're physically exhausted, but definitely mentally exhausted? Who does their best work then? Who achieves goals when they're mentally exhausted? I don't know anyone who does. I surely don't. You might be the one person who can, Aries, but we'll see. Anyways, we'll get into the oracle. And before I get into or choose the oracle card, I would like to remind you to please hit that like if you haven't. Comment, share, subscribe. If you would like a personal read, you are able to shoot me an email. You can find that in the description box below. You can find the link to my podcast down there as well. That's another way you can help support me, support what I'm doing here in general. Whatever you decide to do, please hit that like, of course. But as long as it's supporting me, I appreciate your efforts. So, Universe, Spirit, what do you have to say for Aries as the oracle? Because nothing is really jumping out. So, just going to choose from the top. The card you got is Ignite Creation. Nice little artwork, nice little stairs over here. Harness innovation, fuel imagination, and witness manifestation. Bars, nigga! I'm sorry. Harness innovation, fuel imagination, and witness manifestation as answers unfold in your journey of discovery. You know what I'm saying? When I'm looking at that Two of Pentacles, and yeah, that's asset management as well, but that's kind of like you creating ways. When you think about asset management, a number of things could come to mind, but I also think of like someone who can possibly create a way for them to come up with more money. So that might be something that you try to do, or maybe something you want to explore at this moment in time, you know? So take it however it resonates with you. If you would like that personal reading, once again, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below, as well as the link to the podcast. All right. If you got everything that you feel as though you needed with this video, please hit that like. Comment down below how it's relative to you, or if you just simply want to say hi, that is great as well. Share this video out to all your Aries buddies, even an Aquarius, or just anyone out there as well. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. I would like to thank you for trusting me for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Take care.